What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, well, we are at the end of Septem-Bear, and I gotta say, September wasn't really the bearish month that many of us were expecting from Splinterlands, definitely, but also the broader crypto market. I mean, let's take a look here at the Bitcoin chart, for example. And we will get to Splinterlands, but Bitcoin still determines so much of what's going on. But even Bitcoin is influenced so much by the general markets. Now, we can see here we started the month roughly a little over 20K, right? And we're finishing the month kind of right there, a little bit below. So if you look at the 30-day, we're down 3%. Now, there was a decent rally that happened, but of course we got rejected at about the 22.5K region. And I'm not sure what, I don't know what lines those are. I don't follow that too much. I mean, I do, but I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable enough to know, and I don't want to sound even more of an idiot here. But there's like a 200-day or something, some kind of moving average that we got rejected at, and then you can see bada bing, bada boom. Obviously, that was also the inflation data that came out, and the Fed here in the U.S. deciding that they, or at least announcing that they wanted to continue raising interest rates to fight inflation. So the entire market's shifted back downwards, and we have seen just some interesting ranging. Actually, it's not really that interesting. But let's take a quick look over at SPS for a second, and we can see here on the 30-day, we are actually up. Check that out. We are up 35%, almost 36%. So what does this tell you? Now, this is the second September in a row that this has happened, and I want to take a moment to to recognize this, because this was the first time. I'm sorry, not this was, but a year ago this time was the first time that we, or at least I, saw SPS really start to decouple from Bitcoin. Now, at that time, and I'll even say now, SPS was still too new. There was only like 200 million tokens out of a total 3 billion. But if we go back to the max here, you can see that SPS had its major run starting in September when there was the announcement of Chaos Legion. Now, the pre-sale for Chaos Legion didn't begin until October, but excuse me, that whole like hype cycle began in September, and I forgot when exactly it was. I think it was September 17th, because they were still doing the AMAs on Fridays back then. September 17th, and boom, we just saw everything shoot up over the next couple of weeks leading up to the pre-sale. You know, we hit obviously euphoria, and since then it has been a downtrend, unfortunately. So that is what it looks like, or that's what it looked like a year ago. This year, we have seen the same type of trend. Obviously not the euphoria from last year, because we have way more tokens, but it is a 36% jump from where we were at the end of August. And at the end of August, we knew that Rift Watchers was coming. We didn't have all the information yet. That came on the town hall post Labor Day. So that, you know, and that was like, I think Tuesday, September 6th. Yeah. So obviously we have pushed higher and maintained that, because we're finishing at, you know, 7.1-ish cents when we were below the, below 5.5 cents back at the end of August. So it's been a good month for Splinterlands overall, I would say. And, on the whole, it's been interesting to see. So what comes next, right? Like we see, let's take a step back here, because we'll look at the token prices, and that's all fun and games. But actually, let me go ahead and pull up. I don't think I have it open yet, so we're gonna pull up Splinter Fest and see what is coming up. Now, before we even dive into this, just to give you a quick overview of what October will probably bring. We know that SPS brawls are potentially being worked on, but that's going to be in the back half of October. We know that GLS is coming as well. The white paper is set to drop on October 11th, and then the pack sale is going to go live on October 18th. And I believe that the airdrop, which is going to SPS holders, which is why I'm talking about it here, begins the week after that on October 25th. So there is some stuff coming in, but over the next couple of weeks, I'm wondering if maybe we expect a little bit of a lull as the team will be focusing heavily on Splinterfest, which is only going to be like, however many people attend, couple hundred people that attend, and not the overall player base, which is in the tens of thousands, right? So the thing is, there's a couple of areas, and there's a reason that I pulled up the Splinterfest token or Splinterfest page. It'd be crazy if they made a token, right? But here we can see that there are things that they want to talk about in the future. So they would like to, or they're planning to discuss land. I know that there's a big thing on land. They're planning to discuss rebellion. Now that's further out, so I don't even want to focus on that. But they are going to talk about GLS as well. And, well, I guess that's it. So land, here, tower defense. This is the other one that I knew. So land and tower defense are two of the big things that we're expecting more information from. And part of me is wondering, okay, we've seen some things with tower defense already, very basic, but I wonder if there'll be maybe even like a playable thing at some point in the future where the team will be able to show us like what the alpha looks like. And for land is still, there's so much up in the air, but I wonder, and here's me being optimistic, right? And I recognize that I'm being optimistic here, but I wonder if the team has been somewhat mum on land and has been waiting for the opportunity like Splinterfest to really lay out what it's going to look like, to share all of the different eye candy, to share all the different functionality they have planned, to really get in depth into what land is all about. And if you've been following this channel for a while, land has been delayed. And I mean, I'm not really affected by it. I bought in last year, not during the pre-sale or whenever it happened 2 years ago. And, I empathize with landowners, although I don't feel that same kind of burn that they do, right? So the thing is, as of now, on the most recent town hall, it sounds as though land is getting delayed again, but maybe we'll get more information that could become somewhat bullish for landowners at that time. Now, I don't want to create unnecessary hype and FOMO. We don't do that on this channel. So there's also a chance that they reveal land, right? They reveal all the intricacies of land, and people are like, wait, we've waited so long and it's just going to do this, right? Or we've waited so long and, we waited so long for whatever it is, right? Like, so there could also be that opposite effect that ends up happening. And, Splinterfest is still going to be hyped. I'm not trying to take anything away from that, but land is going to be a major focus. Obviously, they have a very large panel here on it, both land and then tower defense. So, land is one thing that I'm going to be watching. Now, I'm not planning on getting any more plots right now. I'll save this for another video, but the quick of it is that like I look at buying land plots really as like buying packs, and I think those days for me are over. I know I just FOMO'd into Rift Watcher packs, but I've actually sold a good amount of Rift Watcher packs on the secondary market to get my capital back to buy back the SPS that I bought with, since that is lower. But that's also outside the scope of this video. My point being is that I want to treat land the same way as I do cards, where I think once they're all opened, I'm just going to find one that has value, one that I think I want to be involved with, and just dollar cost average. And if I have to pay more, then I'll pay more. But I'm thinking that some of the land will probably go less than what it is right now, which I believe is like $200 and something. So here's the thing. We do have land. We do have tower defense. The big unknown is rebellion. Now, I'm excited for this regardless, because we are going to get rebellion at some point, hopefully within the next year, right? I am not as bearish as others out there thinking that it's going to take a while for Chaos Legion to sell out, although I don't mind Chaos Legion taking a while to sell out, right? Because I still need to level up my deck, and I would rather take the time to do that and dollar cost average in to both that and Rift Watchers. So the fact that we're going to get some interesting information on Rebellion at this time in about a week from now, right, will hopefully, I don't know what if it's going to be creative, but I don't know, I don't think we're going to get any stat candy or we're going to get any other information on like the pack count or all that. But, what could be interesting is if we get this information about Rebellion and then maybe things start to pick up with Chaos Legion, right? And again, I'm not saying these two things are connected. All I'm saying is that we've talked about a lot of capital on the outside. I had that chat with Nifty Arcade. There's Capital DAO that was on the town hall recently. It seems as though there are entities that could come in and not necessarily wipe out all the packs, but have an interest in buying large quantities that could push Chaos Legion forward, right? So we are going to learn about Rebellion, and I am optimistic. Again, I'm trying to show my biases here. I am optimistic that we will get Rebellion at some point within, I would say, before the end of Q2 next year. Let's just put it that way. So before June of next year. And that would mean that we sell out anytime between the end of the year to maybe early 2023, right? That's kind of where things are at for me. But, kind of reserve the right to also say, who knows, somebody could come in and buy out the last couple thousand packs or 100,000 packs, whatever it is. Obviously, we have millions of packs. But Rebellion should be interesting. I don't think that's going to do anything to move the markets though by itself, but it should be fun to learn more about. And then I talked about Genesis League already. We're gonna get the white paper soon, but it'll be interesting to see what they say about this, as this panel is happening a couple of days before the white paper drops. So I'm looking forward to that, because I am very interested in GLS, Genesis League Sports, and I want to know, obviously I want to stake as much SPS for the GLX token, but it seems like it's something that I want to get into. So that could, again, I know this isn't for most Splinterlands players because it has nothing to do with the game, but for investors, that could do something for the SPS token. I mean, maybe they reveal at this point the nodes or whatever the case is, right? Or some other potential airdrop opportunities that be coming. Well, actually, they've already released the white paper, so maybe they wouldn't. But still, it's exciting for me, right? So I'm looking forward to it. And then they got the creative entering Praetoria. So that's all that stuff is outside the scope of this video. So what are we looking forward to? There's still a lot happening in October, but I will say that I wouldn't be surprised. If we get a bit of a lull period between now, right, the beginning of October, end of September, beginning of October, until really like after Splinterfest, but like the week after Splinterfest, so like 10 to 14 days. Now, the GLS white paper is coming out in 11 days, but I think a lot of that hype is going to be saved over for the GLS crowd. And sure, some of that does filter over into Splinterlands, but we want to know what's happening within this game and within this game economy specifically. So Rift Watchers is out. I think we hit a lull period. I will be watching Rift Watcher prices to see if they go down and try to snipe some of the cards that I am looking at. And I will continue dollar cost averaging into Chaos Legion over the next couple of weeks. But there's one thing I even forgot, and I'm glad I saved it for the end here. But the one thing that I am probably most looking forward to is at the end of the month, and that is the Rooney thing. So I don't know what exact date that is, and we can get a quick idea here. But let's see, October 20, I would say October 23rd, October 24th. So yeah, there's still a lot happening in October, but again, my like unofficial prediction is that we will see a bit of a lull period here as we head into Splinterfest. And I'm excited for Splinterfest from the standpoint of like being able to connect with other people in the physical world, right? The real world. But again, and I'm excited for all the panels that they have. I just don't know how much information is going to be in there to really change the markets or to, do anything like that. Right now, there's a lot of stuff that was released. I think this is the moment. Everybody's been saying we need to catch our breaths. This is the moment that we catch our breaths, because I think there will be a heavy focus on GLS, on Rooney come late or mid to late October, and then potentially, as I said earlier, SPS Brawl Rewards going live. So lots of exciting things coming down the pipeline. I know I'm leaving a bunch out, like even the Rift Watcher airdrops that could be coming in as well. But again, I look at that as kind of like the aftermath of what's happening with Rift Watchers, and it'll be cool when it happens. But right now, pack sales have been slow. I don't expect them to pick up unless DEC drops significantly and or we start to get more players or larger guilds and capitals coming into the mix. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. I am curious to know, though, I know it was kind of all over the place, but I'm curious to know, what is it that you guys are looking forward to most in October? What are the things that you think could be big catalysts? Not for price, because that's not really what I'm trying to get at, like for token prices or car prices, but like what are the things that you are excited for as catalysts for the community, for the game to really move forward and evolve into, you know, something better over the next 31 days since we are in October. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.